Trying. I'm trying. It's the middle of band camp. Oh my gosh. I'm like literally like crazy. Oh, you're muted, I think, Jackie. There you go.
My computer is acting a fool this morning, just so you know. So if I go out and come back in, I'll just restart it really fast. So
yeah, it's the middle of band camp. I'm like running from like band camp to band camp. I had to run. This is the terrible story this morning. I awfully wear flip-flops to band camp. I'm a terrible person. I know. I just can't be in shoes all day like that. My feet
marching help will get onto you.
I know. I'm not marching though. I'm mostly just pointing at people and say, go over there and go over there. So I think, in terms of that, it's okay. But I blew out a flip-flop. So there's one reason right there not to wear flip-flops to rehearsal, because at some point you're going to blow out a flip-flop and then you look like a fool in front of everybody. So, and I was teaching college kids, so I looked like even a bigger fool in front of college kids. So it was like, oh.
I teach all of band camp in Chacos, like not Chacos sneakers, Chacos sandals. I'm always like, no, I'll wear the sneakers this year. I'll wear it because I have Chaco sneakers too. I'm like, I'll wear my sneakers. And I'm like, I just don't want to have shoes on my feet.
I know it's hard. And we're like here, like going like, put the shoes on your feet, like put your shoes on your feet. And like,
it really is better for everybody if you're wearing shoes.
Don't do like us. Don't do like us. We're terrible people. No, don't do like us.
Don't do that. So yeah, by the way, Jeremy.
By the way.
My birthday was on Sunday.
I know.
So we're partying. You
went out, right? You like had like a lovely meal, I saw.
Yeah, well, we went to grandma's house, and grandma made lunch, and then we went out to dinner, and of course took the baby because we're not at the stage where I'm okay with leaving the baby anywhere yet.
We're gonna have to get to that stage, Jackie.
I know. He's almost a year old. His birthday is going to be next month, but he's almost a year old. And
how does that feel?
Weird. It's so strange. I feel like he was just born, and he's like, no, Mom, I've been here. I've been around.
I'm a big boy now. Well, just wait until he's actually telling you he's a big boy. Then that's like, then all bets are off. Like seriously.
It's true. Hey, do you want to kick it off by giving away our first thing?
Yeah, sure. Let's give away something. That sounds fun.
So everybody's been wondering what we're giving away.
Oh.
So we've got a bunch of stuff. So we've got flags. I've got shirts.
I have flags. Lovely Genesis flags.
So you're gonna get something cool when you do this giveaway. And so let's do this. I need like a random letter. How should we get these letters? Should we get them from our viewers, maybe?
From where?
From our viewers. From a comment?
Absolutely. Tell them to give us a letter. First person to give us a letter wins. Well, doesn't win. Well, somebody else wins.
Yeah, somebody else wins
something. Somebody else wins something.
Okay, so when somebody comments a letter, we're going to announce the winner of everybody's entries that they signed up on our website, spintronicsr.org. And Michaela, I don't know if I'm saying that right, said Q. So let's see.
Michaela says Q.
Michaela says Q.
Get it,
and Q is Brittany Rice. Yay! Brittany Rice.
I was just thinking sound effects. I only have like this feather thing that I could be like, ooh. It's a party. Ooh, I've got sparkly things.
Oh my gosh. I used to be like, I used to have like this little app on my phone that made sound effects, and I deleted it.
Oh yeah. I need a soundboard.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. I need to figure out this soundboard thing. Make that stuff happen. I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. I'll get us applause by the end of the episode. We'll have applause.
How about this one? We'll do some.
Just
make sure that one's ready to go. There we go. All right. So our first winner is Brooke. Brittany Rice. I don't know why I said Brooke. Where did that come from?
Brittany Rice.
Awesome. Okay.
I have some. Hold on. Let's see.
What do you got?
Let's see. How's this for applause? Wait, let's see.
Like a whole stadium of people.
Yeah, or is it more of like no, that's not a good applause.
Since we're celebrating my birthday, we have a special guest. We have many special guests, but they're just going to be popping in and off as we go. So I'm going to bring in our first one. This is Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Oh,
How are you?
I thought a good applause.
I love that.
There we go.
Welcome, Ashley.
Thank you. Good to be here, friends.
So my birthday is always right around DCI time, of course. In fact, the first year I marched, my birthday was DCI finals. Like it lined up. It was fantastic.
Oh, fun.
Oh.
I was marching open class though, so I wasn't marching on my birthday. I just had a really long bus ride on my birthday.
I always had rehearsal on my birthday. Always had rehearsal because my birthday's in the winter, so it's always like winter guys. And my 21st birthday, I was in rehearsal for. I was like, that's about right.
I was in band camp for
mine. My birthday is over Christmas break, so people just tend to forget about it.
It's like that.
Honestly, though, after a certain age, it's better that way.
Well, I still want the stuff, I think.
I suppose. Okay.
Or the cake, at least, I guess.
Yeah, I want people to sing to me.
and not just Merry Christmas or Happy New Year.
No, happy birthday, dang it.
Yeah, my mother-in-law's birthday is the 27th of December.
Oh,
so like
your sisters then.
Yeah. It's just like happens.
So Ashley, what was your favorite thing from DCI? Like not necessarily favorite show, but just like the favorite thing. Like there were so many cool things going on in so many different shows. Like I feel like it's hard to pick a favorite show, but like what was your favorite thing?
Honestly, it was just always really cool keeping up with everything that was going on via social media. I didn't go to any shows because it's too dang hot in Texas and I got kids and bedtime and band camp. So I didn't go to anything in person, but it was just like coming back to everything being, normal-ish, or more normal than it has been in the past was just really refreshing. Everyone talking about it being refreshing just felt good. But of course, my all-time favorite, is going to be the Blue Devils. And it's not just because I marched there. Like obviously, I love my alma mater, but really and truly, when I step back and look at things from a choreographic and design perspective, it's just really hard to compare the top three. Even early on when Crown and Blue Devils came to head for the first time mid-July, and they were, it might have even been June, but the first time they came head to head, they were both undefeated at the time. So I popped on to watch virtually, and so I was like, okay, let's see. And it's just apples and oranges, you guys. You really can't even compare the two products because they're so different. And I really appreciate that from a creative perspective, how Dave Glide and Jay Murphy and Scott Chandler, they all like craft the show in a way that makes it so original and unique and uncopyable.
Parallel?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting because obviously that's what you hear, and it's especially from the top groups. I will challenge this. And see, and I will say this and see what you think. I think if you even go further, bigger out scope, right, it does sort of start to look all the same. They're just operating in this specific box within. And I think that there's still a lot more exploration, but I think the reason why it will never be fully realized is because the sheets will not allow that to be fully realized.
Yeah, and it can be really scary to kind of push too far outside the boundaries too. But Blue Coats did a really cool thing this year. I'm really proud of the Mandarins for busting their way into finals. Troopers made a comeback. Like how fun. It was just
yeah.
Phantom Regiment did really great. I mean, their drum major. Come on. Like, how fabulous is she, right?
Yeah, for sure. Or they hear the children running around. Yeah. Listen, we all have them. This is now
It's
a factor of existence, right?
It's
Like, we're
just
not in
like,
our
I can't
20s
believe
anymore.
it.
We're not all like single people running crazy band camps. We're all like, yeah, we got the hat on. It's like, okay,
Yep.
the whole thing, right? No, I agree. I think that the activity is trying to push as hard as it can, but still follow sheets because
Sure.
of the competitive nature of it. So it's like it's pushing as far as it can push, but it's like I feel like there is a ceiling. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like until you remove some barriers from it, you're always going to be sort of like stuck right there. It's not to say that you can't create, amazing productions within that. It just,
I mean, clearly they do.
It's right. I mean, it's stunning, amazing stuff. And I've been saying it all year long, whether winter, now drum, it's the individual performer that is now allowing this level to go as high as it can go. It's the individual performer. It's the people that are out there taking care of themselves, that are following like the right guidelines from maybe people like us, like how to take care of yourself, how to get better, how to do all those things. It's lending the performer, the individual performer is getting so much better that it's
Yeah, all those crazy tricks that they're doing. I mean, my gosh, I would crack my skull open and never finish a tour.
Yeah, without even, I mean, never even in my even brain could you think about what some of the things that they're being asked to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like that doesn't even enter in. And I think even as a choreographer, that's not, I mean, I'm clearly not choreographing for anything at that level. To be pushed by the performer, I feel like is also like sort of an intense thing to be around. Do you know what I mean? Like, as a choreographer, how does it feel to have these performers that are just like
hungry, ready?
Yeah,
they're ready to go.
Yeah, they're like doing it. They're walking up to you, going like, "Look at my 3-spin. What else And you're, of course, as a choreographer, you're like, "Yeah, get it. Let's do it." Like, yeah. It's crazy though. It's crazy. Like, I mean, the Boston color guard. I mean, that stuff was insane.
Well earned, George Sangali. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, that just. Like, I just watched those same clips that they put out on social media like over and over and over and over again all summer long of like the Boston color guard just going like, why? Like, but you know what I mean? Like, of course, why? But like, why? Like, how is that even like a thing? It's so crazy.
It's funny that it's a norm now too.
Yeah.
I don't honestly, like, how am I supposed to keep up as a director? What?
Well,
there's a lot of kids that are asking that same thing. Like, it's high school students, they're like, what do I do? How do I keep up with this? I can't, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, well, I'll never be that good. And it's like, no, you can, you just have to work at it. And that's one of the things that, like, I really like to post my reaction videos, because I watch people who are really, really like at the top of their game. And then I watch people who are just starting, and I try to get as much of them like working their way up. Like, they're working on a trick, they're getting better at it, so people can see that, like, you just practice and you're going to get good at it.
Yeah. Truth.
It's just, you have to realize as a high schooler, again, I think we said this last week, you have to realize as a high school, when you're watching this, you're watching Broadway level. Like, this is Major League Baseball. This is the NFL. This is professional soccer. This is what that is. So you can't look at that and go, I mean, you should look at that and go, I want to be that, if that's the direction you want to go in. But you can't look at that and go, oh, I'm going to be that. Like, I'm going to be that. I mean, how many NFL teams are there out there? How many people can get into them, right? And now, how many DCI drum corps are there? And how many people can get into them? What I mean? It's a small, tiny little fraction of the, of the people that can get into those drum corps. So it's not to say that you shouldn't try, but there's other levels of which to get into, and when you just get sort of that main exposure to the top 12 or the top 5, even again and again and again and again, you as an individual can feel like, well, that's just unattainable for me.
Right.
So,
yeah. I think to kind of like piggyback off of that point, it's such a mentality thing. I went from Crossman when we were in 18th place in 2009 and 10, and I jumped into Blue Devils, and it's still me, you know what I mean? It's just it speaks to that point where you just have to put in the work and you just have to believe you can do it totally. And I feel that way about most things in life. Like there's no reason why any of us can't be a millionaire. We just have to do the right things, make the right moves. A lot of it is mental work, you know? Yeah.
I think it's underrated too that you like you can go to a drum corps that is not top 12 and work your way up, or go to a drum corps that is in the bottom of the top 12 and work your way up. Those sort of like not affiliations, those people who were like just dedicated to one corps their whole life. You don't have to be like that. It's great that there are people like that. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just sometimes that's all kids see, and they're like, oh, this person marched, I don't know, like if you march Blue Devils for like 5 years in a row and it's like that's all you ever did, like that's fine.
But you know what? If you think about the evolution of just like life or whatever, like not our parents maybe, but definitely our grandparents were the ones that like got in a job and stayed in a job for like 30 or 40 years. And so the mentality of getting in a drum corps comes from that age bracket of like, you're a family, it's a family organization, you get in and you're there, you know, for life. But that's not really how people are now fully. Like we like to sample and get different educations from different people. And, you know, it's like even committing to go to like a 4-year university, that might be hard if you're like, you know, you want to gain knowledge from this type of professor over here and this type of professor over here. It's the same vibe. You know, I think drummers, it's interesting because I think drummers kind of like move around based on where the staff is a lot more than
the color guard does the same thing sometimes.
You know? But the idea of getting multiple exposures to multiple choreographers, I think is a huge benefit, right? I mean, the years I marched Field of View was a different main choreographer pretty much every year. So I felt like I got a really great education in a bunch of different things. So that's an important thing to look at.
Okay, Ashley, I'm gonna let you go, but I want to know before you do, guess a number or pick a letter. Sorry, guess a number. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know where these things come from. Pick a letter, any letter except for Q. Q has already been chosen, and we're gonna use that letter to determine our next winner of our drawing.
I'm gonna pick B for birthday. Happy birthday!
It's my birthday. Okay, B for birthday. That is Angel Martinez. Congratulations, Angel.
Have the applause ready.
Hi, Ashley.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
Thanks, Ash. Talk to you soon. We'll be back again, I'm sure. And less stressful end of the summer, beginning of band season times.
Yes, when it's not so crazy.
Yes,
I'll be around.
Bye.
So, Jeremy, do you have any clips from Blue Devils?
Well, we cannot
in
watch
honor of Ashley.
Blue Devils, right?
We cannot watch them.
We cannot.
I should say, do you not have any clips?
Right. This is the part. This is the part of the show where we do not show clips. We are not. We do not show them. It's not something that happens.
Right.
It's not something that you do. Hold on, I'm trying to share my screen as I'm like talking. Trying to be a professional and share screen and get things set up and have it all queued up. Didn't really fully work out the way that I wanted to. I mean, it's the beginning of this show for me, like hardcore, honestly. If you want to show that.
Can I pull it in? Here, I'll pull it in. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I love those uniforms.
Is your core ready?
I know.
Performing their 2022 program, Tempest Blue. Drum Corps International is proud to present the Blue Devils.
What? The Blue Devils doing a blue show?
What do you mean? What do you? This is not the Blue Devils.
Oh, sorry,
is,
not the Blue Devil. Oh, that makes more sense then.
Yeah, this is not the Blue Devils.
Had I the heavens embroidered.
There's Jonathan right there in the center, right there on the 50, the Joker from AMP show this year. Those of you who know that show, right there on the, I don't know, can you see my cursor? Like right there is Jonathan.
But I, being poor, have only my
You can
dreams.
see him in there.
I have spread my dreams.
There he is, right back there, right behind that. Oh, right behind that flip.
The flip that revealed the Joker.
The flip that revealed, this is just.
It's mayhem, but like it's so impactful, I guess.
Now, I mean, even just the level of like movement being asked of every core member, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I mean, they're like, they don't even have the instruments in their hand yet, and they're like doing all of this other crazy movement, you know, and it's almost in some ways indiscernible, the drum corps itself, you know, from the color guard itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
from the color guard, just because they
sort
they
of
move so well.
one thing, isn't it? I just stopped it so we can like, you know.
That's fine. No, it's totally cool. The way that they just like have so many choreographic responsibilities. They have so many movement, like you can't just go to drum corps and expect just to march anymore. And I know this is like a topic, it gets talked about to death, but it really is huge. And especially when you're coming from like a time when I was marching, like I marched Blue Devils, or I didn't march Blue Devils, I marched Blue Stars. I marched Blue Stars, and in 06 it was like you would have maybe you know, a movement of an arm, or maybe the horn line did a plie or did a slide or something.
Right.
Body responsibilities were so limited compared to what they are now. They're all over the place right now.
Yeah. For me to like, I spend a lot more time with the band now than I do with the color guard. I mean, that's just what I do. And at the one main school, I have Cherokee. I have two wonderful, amazing people who really take care of the color guard from a choreography standpoint. So I'm really with the band, like choreographing a lot of their movement. And it is a lot, and it's very, very, very different. And they're doing pretty much what a basic color guard was doing like 15, 20 years ago from a movement standpoint. You know what I mean? Like they're chassing, they're plieing, they're tenduing, they're, you know, the band and the drum corps are doing that themselves. I would say to the people that are watching, when you watch that and, you know, you get inspired by that and you're like, yeah, we should do that with our band. Make sure that you have the personnel to do it, and make sure you have the talent to do it, and make sure you have the choreographers to do it. Because I often feel like band directors especially get trapped in this space of, oh, that's what the drum corps do, and that's how they did it, and that's how much they added, so we need to do it at that level, and it just ends up looking sloppy and not completely.
Well, they don't always have the training behind it to do
that.
That's you know,
point.
You ever watch teenagers just moving, like ignoring like marching bands specifically, but just looking at teenagers moving through life? It's like, you know, they're tripping on their shoes, they're, you know, tripping down the hallway at school. Like, not to say all teenagers are like that, but there's a good chunk of them who have never really thought about what it takes to have a specific quality of movement or a specific technique. And without the training to support that, as a marching band, you're just going to be.
And you shouldn't. You're not even going to have the time. You're not. That's more the point. I mean, you look at these drum corps, they're starting rehearsal at 8 a.m. They're going until 10 o'clock at night for, you know, every single day, months in and months out. And like, you know, it's accomplishable. You can't accomplish it in a 1 week band camp that you're doing from like 10 to 3. You know, it's not going to happen. It's just not. It's funny because the one instructor that teaches with me at Cherokee. This is like her first camp with Cherokee, and we do 2 weeks, 9 to 9, basically is the camp, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 9. We give breaks on whatever, but it's a long. She's like, this is really long, and it's just like in our area, we're a more competitive band, so we spend a lot more time, in rehearsal. And her band that she came from in this area just wasn't as competitive. She's, a great going on to march world class and drum corps and all that, so she gets it. But it was like, this is a lot with high school kids, and it can be. So I even say to the people that have a lot of rehearsal, like, don't be overwhelmed by that fact. Like, you just can't look at these drum corps and go, yes, we should do that. We should do exactly that. I mean, it's just, you're just not gonna be successful. I was gonna share a little Carolina Crown action.
Oh yeah, somebody was asking. Let's see, Benjamin said, how well did Carolina Crown do at the DCI competition this year? You got some Crown?
There's a little Crown action for you. Now, their entire thing this year is they had an app. For those that don't know, they had an app that you started watching at the beginning of the show, and there was things that happened with the app and was sort of like, in and out, telling like maybe when to applaud and stuff like that. I think it was like, see, like down there at the bottom, you can see the drum majors podiums have like a QR code.
Yeah, they have the QR code.
Hold your phone up and do the QR code, and it just kind of like took you through the show.
Talk about audience interaction.
Yeah, well, exactly. This is probably a much more, I guess, straightforward, traditional vibe of a drum corps show in comparison to Blue Devils, I guess, when you're looking at the two from that standpoint, like, because
I mean, they still have so many show elements though that like Broadway-esque, all of your instrumentalists are dancing, everybody's moving, and everybody's a part of the visual package, and they all understand their part in it, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, this is where you're supposed to, like, the app is supposed to, because it's always supposed to be about like what's happening right here, right now. So see, people are like, this is like, okay, now it's time to clap, and it like kind of tells you on the phone like when to do things. And I mean, I think that definitely adds in that other sort of like element into thing while staying within that, competitive box. From what I heard, and this is not to take away from what they did because it was like brilliant. The app, I guess the buildup of the app was a little bit more than what it actually was, so I think that there was growth, I guess, potential in the app process. But I'm sure you'll see drum corps and marching bands and all that kind of stuff moving right into it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's when you get into like, okay, hold your phone sideways out like this, so you're kind of like watching it with the field, and like little TikTok virtual reality Winnie the Pooh is like in the middle of the show, but like like when the drum corps figure it out, really it'll be like 8 extra flag people like out there like, oh look, here's the little dance feature down in the bottom if you just hold it up to the TV, like that's the kind of
like the augmented reality stuff. That's brilliant. I actually have heard that the Carolina Crown app works if you're watching it on Flow. Even I didn't experience this myself. I didn't go do it, but I had heard that. So
yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I think one of the things that drum corps, it was amazing. Was an amazing season this season, and nail biting. Tie like, but from everybody's. I guess from everybody's reactions, it seemed more celebratory in the end. Like, oh yeah, so what? There's a tie. Whereas like years ago, everyone would be like, there can't be a tie. Blah, blah,
right.
Blah, blah. And now it's like, yes, there was a tie. Great. Like there was a tie. Wonderful.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like it's these students and these people like getting together and giving you an amazing show. And if 2 shows are of equal amazingness, then let them be 2 shows of equal amazingness. Why does one have to win. You know what I mean? Or one has to be like explicitly better than the other.
Honestly, one of my favorite things about this year, especially coming off of last year, because I'm not super competitive myself. And like I am competitive with myself. Like I want to be the best I can be, and I'm going to keep on improving on myself, but I'm not going to look at somebody else and like, I'm not going to look at Ashley and what she does and be like, oh my gosh, how come I can't be as good as her? Or, oh, I'm going to try and be better than her. I've never been like that. And I think that drum corps has been so far that way, so far swung toward the hardcore competition that it needed to come back some. It needed to come back some so that it didn't lose out on all those people who are going to go out there and do their own best, but don't want to have to deal with all of the other stuff.
Yeah, it's just it limit. I mean, it does limit. I mean, let's be honest. Like, and as a person, you just don't need to. We don't need to react that way. Like, we don't need to be so upset that there's a tie. Like, I guess that's the bottom line. You don't need to be so upset that everybody's not wearing the same exact costume. What we should be is celebrating the fact that Lindsay Schuler is the first female drill designer to have ever had a DCI finalist drum corps. Let's celebrate that. Let's be happy about that. Let's be a little bit mad
Lindsay
about
on
it.
the show. Lindsay and I marched together. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, no, really?
We marched together at Blue Stars. Yes, yeah. In fact, I want to say it was her like rookie year of DCI, maybe. We marched together, and like we actually also taught at Legends together because she was doing all the drill writing and the visual design for Legends at the time when I was on the color guard staff. And so like we've had so much over the years, we just keep running back into each other. We need to get Lindsay on here.
We need to get Lindsay on here. We need to get with Troopers. So she got Troopers back into finals.
Yes, it's amazing.
I mean, and everyone's talking about the Troopers show and how amazing it was and how, like it felt different. It felt like it had a breath of fresh air. I feel that way. I think there's something to be said about having a different voice, come into a space. Right. You think of like sitcoms, for generations and that are written, the sitcoms that are written by men or directed by men look very different than the sitcoms that are written and directed by females. A lot of like the new shows like on Apple TV, like Loot, for example, there's a new Maya Rudolph show, and it's, she won all this money, and it's just a different perspective. It's not about like the gag. It's not about like the I gotcha. It's not about like it's smart humor. It's compassionate humor. It's happy humor. It's not I gotcha digging. It's not, biting humor. And I think that that's like the femininity, because it's written and directed by females. And I think that changes the dynamic when you allow that emotion or that space or that thought process to come into a space that's not been seen very much clearly, I mean, to have 2022 and how long has drum corps been around, and this is the first time a female has written drill in it and gotten into finals
yeah
I mean, come on.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's, you'd think we would be here long before this, but I think that kind of goes along with like when I was in school, we learned about the civil rights movement in the 60s and stuff like that. And we're like, and they kind of teach it in such a way that you're like, oh yeah, that was something of the past, and racial oppression was something in the past, and it's never going to happen again. And it's like, no, like gender oppression and racial oppression and all of those things, like they're still going on. That's why we're learning about it, because they're still going on today. We need to we need to be the generation that fights it, basically, that gets rid of it.
And I think that's what's happening. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I want to go ahead and honor the Troopers and choose T as our next letter for our next drawing winner. So T for Troopers.
T for Troopers.
My page has to reload. That is Craig Stewart. All right, so Craig Stewart is our next drawing winner. I think that's our third one so far.
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is. We need to share
Pull
a
up some
little.
Troopers. I mean,
Share a
don't
little.
pull up Troopers. We should not
We're not
watch.
pulling up. Yeah, we're not
Troopers.
showing Troopers.
Please welcome to the field.
Let's get in there. Oh, we got to get in there.
1972.
Oh wait, we got to get in there a little bit. Hold on. We're getting there retrospective.
Yeah, they're retro. Oh, I love this uniform. I love how they took their traditional look and started there and molded it to fit the show. Like that. Yeah. They're so excited.
All right, this is a pre-show. Let's get into it a little bit. We are like up on this oil rig.
Not Troopers 2022 finals.
Yeah, I love this. They're the oil. The color guard's the oil coming out of the oil thing. This like commitment. Look at this.
Okay, yeah.
committing.
Talk about having some choreographic responsibilities in the front ensemble.
You get it, front ensemble.
Brian Potts, Cole Peterson, and Tobin Brooks. Is your corps ready?
Giving it to you.
Performing their 2022 program, Voracious. Drum Corps International is proud to present the Troopers.
That's all the build. We've been in this for a minute. I'm gonna jump.
That's like the longest pre-show in history.
Right. There we go. You better get it, Lindsay Schuler. Look at that.
So their oil rig, like, it's on wheels?
You better sit right on that oil rig. This is in my drill spot. All right, well, just sit on it. It'll be fine. You see that what the one member was like sitting right on top. I was like, oh, this is my drill spot. Like, okay, we'll just sit on it. That's
okay, you're just gonna climb up it and have a seat right here, and that's what we're gonna do.
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny. That's so funny. Listen, madam, this is a lot that you and I have been taking on this summer and getting together week in and week out and doing this live stuff and talking to the people, and it is a joy to do it. And this is not to say that we are stopping, but to pause just a little bit and to celebrate you with your happy birthday and your YouTubing 20,000 and all of the things that you have done for the internet world of color guard, as it were. Bringing it to everybody, and you have a really good special heart for this activity, and you really love it, and it's really obvious that you really love it, and you want nothing but to give that back to everybody, and I fully appreciate that. That's why you're part of the the Guard Closet team, and continue to be a great friend and you're terrific mom, and great person to work with, and like all of the things, like you jump in at any given moment, and I think that's a true testament to you and your dedication to this activity and wanting it to be better, merely wanting this activity to grow and be better. So a round of applause for you. I have to turn this back on.
Oh, thanks.
You get your own round of applause for your specialness. Yeah, it's quite lovely. It's quite lovely that it is just the two of us chatting with everybody as it should be in some ways.
Well, I tell you what, I had talked to so many people and they're like, yeah, I can jump on for a minute. I can jump on. And I was like messaging people this morning, like, don't forget. And it's like, I think just having it in the middle of the day is just like, oh wait, oh yeah, I gotta remember to go do that. So
It's a band camp thing. We're
it
like,
is. It's band camp. Well, we actually, I think some of the schools around here started school this week, which I'm like, that's so early.
yeah,
But yeah, that's
yeah.
a big part of it too.
We're just at that end of the summer, like kids coming back from tour. Like one of my instructors came back from tour and he's like walking around like a zombie, like, I don't know how to do real life, you know, like everyone is in this like flux right now of like
one of the things that I didn't realize when I came back from tour, and I think maybe this is something that like people need to know, and it needs to be talked about, is like when you come back from tour, there's like this period of adjustment where you have to get used to showering by yourself. You have to get used to, you know, not like you having to pick out your clothes from one day to the next rather than just like rolling out of bed and throwing on a sports bra and shorts. Like you have to pick out your clothes for the day. You have to feed yourself. That one was really hard for me.
you have to decide even what you're doing. You have to decide to get out of bed. You have to decide to go downstairs. You have to decide, like, you have to decide. That's
I'm like, that can really weigh on people. And it's there's an adjustment period. And I think like people need to realize that, have that adjustment period, be okay with it, and then, you know, realize that they can get back into their normal life, and it's okay. Even
and don't overwrite for your kids. Don't overwrite for your kids just because you came off tour. Don't overwrite for your kids.
Just because you're doing a blind 45 and catching and doing a foot spin out of it, like like don't expect your high school kids to do that immediately when you come home.
That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Well, darling, I do have to get back to band camping. I have to.
Awesome. Well, can we do one more?
Yes.
How should we get our letter? What should our letter be?
J for Jackie and Jeremy.
Yeah, let's do a J. Okay, who's J? J is Hannah Kinslow. And I know Hannah is an avid watcher on our TikTok, and I actually have my TikTok live running over here on the side too for anybody who was watching and didn't hop over to our YouTube.
Well, you need to tell your TikTokers, because I'm currently, let's take an official tally. I am at 974 followers, and so I cannot go live yet on TikTok.
Oh no!
Okay, more followers. So
TikTok fam, go follow at Guard Closet. They need, how many more do you need?
26.
He needs 26 more followers.
And then I can go live.
Almost 500 people who've watched the live on TikTok right now. Guys, go follow Guard Closet so that we can do lives on TikTok together, and it'll be awesome.
Yes, I want to join live. I will live from band camp. I could go live in 10 minutes from band camp if you want me to.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
We will figure that out, and I'll go live from Cherokee. I'll go live from Widener. We are good. We can make stuff happen. I want to go live on TikTok. I need 1,000.
Awesome. All right. Go follow Guard Closet on TikTok, and we will get you there. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. Those of you who won, we will be mailing out your prizes, and
happy birthday, Jackie.
Thank you. And have fun at band camp, Jeremy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.